favor. This is one more, please. Welcome to Otra, por favor.
Otra, por favor.
I didn't want to say Otra, por favor, and welcome, but you know what? Why not?
Salud, salud.
I wanted David to say.
Oh, yeah.
Por favor.
Oh, let's do it again.
Take 5. Welcome to Otra, por favor.
Otra, por favor.
Otra, por favor.
Otra, por favor.
Hey.
Otra, por favor.
Record set.
How are y'all doing today?
Fantastic, man.
Man, it's I think I'm ending this year. Well, we're ending this year the best way possible, in my opinion. Well, you guys already know these guys right here. They're amazing. But one of them said, "I'm not gonna come unless the other one comes." So he got a little diva, and then he made me sign a clause. And if not, we're gonna have to give up something. And okay, you were gonna be the one giving up
The sacrificial lamb.
the sacrificial lamb. But then we ended up working out the deals. We had to go dig in some budgets and then like do what Barcelona did, basically.
Movimos palancas.
Yeah, palancas. And then right now we're pretty much facing the next year like on a debt. Like, you know, we're in the red.
Yeah, bankrupt.
Just because we have to pay one guy and then the other guy comes. And he, you know, in the contract when he left, it was like a triple more money. Besides,
If you bring me back, it was gonna cost you fourth time what you were paying me before reaching.
I know.
Your left nut, basically. You gave it up.
God. And the thing is, like, there's not much to get from my side. So,
Bueno.
I love little dick bashing.
Necesitan más budget para el 2023.
yeah, we're looking for sponsors. Q2. Captain Morgan, no, because you threw some shade in the last commercial.
Hey, but this is great, man. We got our great buds here on the podcast. For those of you who don't know, I'll let them introduce themselves.
Dude, I'm blessed to be here. Like, thinking about it, driving here tonight, I was like, this is the last episode of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I'm more
Con
than blessed to
broche
be
de
here.
oro. It's like on a
I'm more than blessed to
platter.
be here with you guys. I always enjoy my time, so
Hell yeah.
thank you for bringing me tonight.
And what can I say, man? I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me again. Aunque te hicieron que me trajeras, pero está bien. No me lo tomo a pecho. But no, thank you for having me again, and I'm glad to be here with you too, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
Let's first start with the highlight of each of every one of us this year. Actually, let's do two. Let's do one project-wise and one like personal that you feel like you take to heart. Let's start with Coque, because Coque always brings the deep stuff.
He does. Yeah.
That's a high bar. That's a high bar for me, man. But I think professionally, I mean, I'm just super proud of being a part of Austin. Austin's growing constantly. So when I look up to downtown, it feels great. It feels humbling to be part of these projects. The project that I'm working on now is going. It's a tough one. It's very. It seemed like it was gonna be easier than it was, but
You're good.
But it's challenged me in different ways. So I'm happy to be part of that team. We're building an office for a tech company downtown. Very nice, very bougie. Never worked on a project like that before, so it's been great professionally. And personally, what I'm like a highlight of the year has just been spending more time with my family. I've just been given that a little bit more specialness to it, especially because of the loss that I dealt with in May of my grandmother. So it just made you realize, like, hey, man, we're just here for like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Enjoy the little moments.
enjoy the little moments, right?
Yeah.
So that's with my family and also with my friends, with you guys. I mean, the times that we had, on Thanksgiving, the times that we're doing this podcast, it just made me care about those times a little bit more. You know what I mean?
That's good, man. That's good. Yeah, I think more and more you get older, Coque is like more of a family man, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's why, like, you're like the World Cup, for example. You enjoyed watching it with your wife.
I did.
And that's pretty good. That's a good thing. And now, like, say, I know you went through like the loss of your grandma, but your niece was also born this year, so that
Very true. Yeah, like life, it's like a circle. There's things that go in, things that come in, things that go out. And one of the biggest blessings has been, my niece, and it's just been crazy seeing like a little person, little human grow so quickly and like capture things. Every time I see her, she knows she has a different skill and can do something new. It's like insane how quickly children learn. But yeah, dude.
At this moment, who does she look like more? Is that your sister-in-law or Alexis?
A la avalancha.
No, yeah, she definitely has when I first saw her, she looked more like Alexis, but like every day I think she's like itching herself more towards my sister-in-law, Chelsea. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I think time will tell. It has a little bit of both. She has
It's like, I don't want to say anything wrong right now, so I'd rather wait.
I'd rather wait to see how it turns.
Right.
She turns out.
Yep.
Claro, te lo va a salir bigote y barba.
Oh, damn. Don't put that on her.
Yeah.
Unless she wants it.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? It is what it is. Now let's go with David.
David, el chaparro.
Chapo.
Chaparro's gonna say,
The
my best
Chapo.
moment was leaving Otra, por favor.
No, it was not that. One of the best moments, I think it has helped me mentally. It's getting a new job. I basically got a new job in August, and I've been working there since then. And I think it kind of like switched my whole day to day that I was doing before. So it kind of prepared me to be more in the adulthood that you call it. That's one of the moments that I really think that have impacted me this year. Another one, it's gonna be obviously Argentina winning the World Cup.
Has to.
I've been for so long. I've been wanting this for Messi, and that happening in this World Cup, and the way he played, the way he, I guess, hold the team together. I think it made me realize how much of a person and a player he is. I was used to seeing all his magical moves, tricks, goals, or whatever, but now I kind of saw the more kind of bad, like el Messi enojado, el Messi,
the antagonist.
Yeah. So
the person Messi, right? Because like we are all like that. We have like our ups and downs. Not everything is perfect. So I think they show that, and
He did show it in this World Cup more than any other World Cup, or maybe teams that he played before, which is Barcelona and PSG. But I feel like he really showed who he wanted people to see, And especially for Argentina, he made the choice of playing for Argentina since he was little, and like he wanted to play for Argentina. So like, that kind of like shows that how much he loves that country,
He became like a bad guy, and I think in order to sometimes win something, you got to bring out like not like in a bad way, but you just got to bring that something extra. Like, okay, I can still go in and throw punches.
Correct.
And I know how to defend myself, and the best way to do it is instead of like fighting someone over a red card, it's just by scoring.
yeah,
There you go.
it's playing.
Man, that's good.
That's awesome.
What about you said you something personal, which was your job, and then Messi winning. But your job, the one thing, like, you used to drive quite a bit every day.
Yeah,
And then
it's true.
driving, can get you tired. So I imagine
you,
like
man.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a traffic. It was
Sucks your soul, man.
it was the weather. If it was raining, if it was cold, if it was hot. I was leaving through. I was pretty much most of the time I was just in my car. Which sucked. And also, like, I had to carry a bunch of stuff in my car, so I didn't have space for nobody to like sit in there with me or give a ride to. But like, yeah, all that transition into changing my job and like removing all the stuff from my car and obviously not driving anymore, kind of like helped me. Like I said, have more time. Going from one place to another, or just being at home with my girl.
Yeah, man. Speaking of the car, there's a funny story. Like 2017, we went to the parlor, and it was in the summer.
Coño.
We got, nah, it was unos 40. Nah, there was like 20 of us.
Okay.
And we have a friend, you know, Chumari, saludos. He always,
Chumari.
Yeah,
he always, you know, rode his bike to go play soccer. And that night we got a little too much, you know,
Indulge too much.
indulged too much.
Yeah.
It's good. It's
A
good.
little tipsy.
A little tipsy. And we all, like, at the end of the day, we didn't want to leave Chumari, let Chumari, you know, take his bike to you know, to the house. So we started offering our cars. But the first one that I know, like, came through, like, hey, bro, I got you. I'll give you a ride. We'll put your bike in my car. He opens up the trunk y pura caja de cable.
Sí se acuerda. Yeah.
And then I think I ended up giving him a ride. But it was
You
funny.
did at the end.
Yeah, because like Chaparro was confident about giving him a ride. Like, dude, I'm Chaparro and this is me coming through.
Like,
And
honestly,
somebody looks at it, he's like,
but honestly, he didn't believe in me. Like, I knew I could put the bike in
Yeah.
there, but he just didn't want me to try or anything, you know. So
I think I have fit back in the day when I was a coach and assistant coach. We used to party with our players back in Lafayette in Louisiana, and I had a Nissan Sentra 2003 Spec V, but comfortably you can fit 5 people, right? Yourself, 4 more comfortably.
yeah.
But I think we fitted 10 in my car, like
Clown car.
yeah, like 10, like 2 in the trunk, like laying down, like 20, like sitting.
Oh, man.
Dude, that's crazy.
I love
but
that.
man, those are the
Good times.
memories. I think we can still pull it off every once in a while. We get Ubers.
I think you should, man. I think you should humble yourself and fit as many people in your car
Yeah,
every
yeah.
now and then, especially because it makes funny ass stories and you get people where they need to go.
True.
We do know this because in El Salvador, that's why we do it.
Oh yeah, nah, dude. Yeah.
It's a different.
Ask me how many people you fit in a Toyota Tacoma, man.
Yeah.
A person would tell you 5, 6. Nah, man, I'll tell you 12, 15.
There you go.
You got a lot
You
of
got a
space
lot
in
of-
there.
Yeah.
Good times. But nah, that's a good one. And then Javi, what is something personal that you feel like you cherish from this year, and what is something like project wise you take to heart for next year?
dude, I love it. I mean, it's crazy to think that 2022 it's basically over, man. Like it's crazy, and there are many things as Coque said. I mean, life it's just up and down. I think every time it's like that. Like you go up, but at some point life is like that. You go up, but then at some point you're gonna go down for sure, no matter what. So I think we all have to prepare for those low moments, and when the low moments come, just know that you have like up moments coming for sure. So if you're low, you're gonna go up again. So it's just like be mentally prepared to that, and I think this year for me, like it was like a kind of like a roller coaster for work, for family, and ending up with the World Cup, like huge roller coaster right there. But yeah, last time I was here, we were talking about that I was gonna do a documentary about the first season of the Austin FC supporters, and we made it happen, man. With Richie joined, you guys were included. You are in the
We were in the documentary.
documentary.
Yeah.
We made it happen, and we interview a total of 44 interviews about like 50 people, because we had some groups of 2, 3, and 4, and dude, it was insane. It was like a lot of work, but so rewarding, right? Because we, as a team, as a supporters, we always that's how the idea actually started. Because like I say, okay, the first year is gonna be probably the most important until we win a cup, maybe. But even so, it can be. It will probably always be the most important, the first one, right? So I say we have to like. I had to do everything in my power to try to do and capture and have something about that first year. And at the beginning, it was a little bit kind of like I saw it like a big project that I might not be able to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, but putting effort and with the help of everybody that was a part of it, like we made it happen, and it's just so rewarding to have it in there and be able to. We're gonna have that forever. So anybody that joins Austin FC, the supporters, or us, just looking back in the day, like I don't know, 5, 10, 15 years from now, we can always go back to that and just remember where we started. So I think I'm very proud of that, what we created, and something that we will always have there. And with my family too, my wife Celeste, she had 2 surgeries this year. We had COVID twice. She got pneumonia, so it was a lot for her. But we also enjoyed it a lot, right? Because we spend time together. We like keep learning about each other, like especially when you're sick. When you're not sick, it's a completely different life. But there are also good things about it because you get to appreciate that and get to learn more about your family, your couple, whoever, your parents, your kids, if you have. And I think I appreciate that a lot. And I think at the end of the year, we sum it up with a trip that we did, like me and her, that changed our lives. So I was telling David and Coque right before here, but yeah, we drove from San Francisco all the way to Seattle through the coast. So we went to Forks and La Push in Washington State, which is the corner, and then go east towards Seattle and then come back. So we drove throughout the coast, and dude, it was an amazing trip. It was insane, and we learned a lot about, like, we connected with nature. We kept learning about each other, me and my wife, and we enjoyed it so much. And then just coming back right after the workout was gonna be, because it was right before Thanksgiving, and I say, okay, I'm gonna take a break for the workout because I want to enjoy it. So I didn't. I took a break. I took
That's hard, man.
The month off for myself. I was like, I'm gonna, yeah, and it was insane. I enjoyed it so much, man, like never before. I think in my experience, I have never been present in a workup. I have never been in there, but from my experience, like watching the workup I don't know, have watched. I don't remember that 94. That was the one that Bolivia made it to the workup. I don't remember about that one because I was 3 years old. But then after that, the ones that I remember the most, France, but then South Africa, I think it was my favorite. So far has been as an event. I think South Africa was insane.
Shakira.
Yeah, and the flavor that just the South Africans and the Africans put into this, it just gives like an extra touch.
Don't kill me, babe.
Yeah.
Now kill me.
Shakira, tu punto débil.
No, mi punto débil.
Shakira's my pass.
Pero sí, no, Qatar, no sé si como evento el mejor, pero creo que futbolísticamente fue espectacular.
Oh,
la rompieron.
It was incredible, and I think you did it right by taking the month off or your time off to watch it the way you did.
Yeah, dude, I enjoyed it. I mean, I worked, but it was hard to focus. But dude, it was insane. And I mean, I wanted Argentina to win. We went to the pitch to watch a couple of the games, the Mexico games, and then I went to a Luz Repair, which it was fun. But then most of them I watch them at home and Peacock in Telemundo, and dude, I enjoyed it so much. And the final, we got sick, me and my wife, so we were gonna go to Luz Repair, but then we just stayed at home, and dude, I enjoyed it so much too. Plus, we were watching it in Spanish, which is a completely different experience.
Times better.
Yeah. Ah, bueno.
It's like, do you want to listen to Landon Donovan or do you want to listen to Andrés Cantor?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
there's no comparison there.
And in Luz Repair, they were playing it in Fox. It was in English. I was like, the event, like the whole setup was incredible. The guys did an amazing job.
The soundscape is different.
They put Fox, and I was like, so I had to like fight with myself before, like, should I go or should I watch it here in Spanish? So it was kind of like a conflict, but
you have to watch it with what do you call it? Hearing Alexis Lalas do his dumb takes.
Oh yeah.
So I think that was a cherry on top of my year, like very up and down. But dude, I wouldn't change it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Man, now we go to the challenges. I do have a question for you. When the documentary was released, it was you get it done and right before the season starts, and you get to release it in a couple of places. But then did you get a call, or did they like say the club reached out to you, or um what well, if you can explain to people what how did it happen, and we're not gonna bash on anyone, but I just want to hear how you felt, and like say when you get the call, like, hey,
Yeah. Well,
you
before
guys,
we get into the documentary, because you are a part of it, how was your year, Richie?
Yeah,
Dude,
Because you are
come on,
everywhere.
tell us,
Richie's
man.
in everywhere, like
Yeah.
everything you
Este-
like. He's I
este-
don't know how he makes it.
Esta es una gárgola.
broma.
Esta es una gárgola.
man, it was a challenge, dude. Like, I think my year started well. Financially, it was the most challenging ones because I usually worked side gigs, and it's not that like you struggle, but it's just a little extra to do
Mhm.
things. So that was kind of like, okay, that helps me fund some stuff. But then I stopped working that side gig in November of 2021, and I did pick up some photography things, which was good. But then I had I started the year with a worry because we were gonna go take a honeymoon to Hawaii, and that was gonna be expensive. And I'm like, I haven't worked a side gig. Luckily, I saved money from my gigs in December to pay off whatever we needed to pay off when we went to Hawaii.
That trip was in January or December?
That was like-
January.
First around the first.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
at the
the
beginning of the
second
year, I think.
the second or third week of January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This year,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
of this
I
year.
remember.
And then there was a whole week. We went to Hawaii, and I think Hawaii for me was like everybody thinks it's like relaxing and calm, and for me it was like a lot of work. You have to wake up early, and you have to drive, and then you go to sleep late, and then I don't mind waking up early, but as long as I'm really just gonna sit back and not do anything. But then there was just like driving. But anyways, so then I think right after we come back, my grandma passed away. It's like a week after. So we come back. My grandma passes away, and then we go to Orlando like the week after. But it's just my grandma passing away. Like I was like, man, what? You don't know how to respond to things because we had to record. Like my plan was like, hey, the show must go on. My show must continue because for me is I know if I get myself in a place where we don't do anything, I'm gonna just lose it. I'm gonna get discouraged. So I'm like, all right, let's record. So we recorded the Hop Squad, but emotionally and financially, like from the end of I would say end of January all the way through maybe May, April. Man, those were like the toughest months because you're dealing with like the loss of your grandma, and then you're also dealing with how do you call it, a big tax bill because of changing your status from single to married, but then the whole bracket you're in, like you pay less taxes but you have to pay more and add it every month. But through that, I think if there's one thing like I would take from that is I got to just experience life in the thing where I didn't go back to my comfort, which go back to doing those side hustles, but I ended up doing a lot more things that I always wanted to do every weekend. It was tough. It was like emotionally, I was like feeling like shit sometimes, but I went to every Austin FC game. I got to shoot, the first game through like almost every game through the whole season. But I also got to like shoot McConaughey being in front of me, Gary Clark Jr., who I really like. I mean, that opened up opportunities, and I got to, even though like for me it was a tough one, but then going to the meeting with with legal for Austin FC, that was a cool thing for me because I'm like, okay, we're here. We could be somewhere else. We're here. Like I started thinking, like my mindset started thinking, like, okay, yes, you're going through all this tough stuff, tough environment, but you're here. Like I was telling my wife, man, this year has been eventful because you're knocking on doors and you're getting access. Sometimes you get paid, like do customer service and watching the UFC fight or watch 2-3 Harry Styles shows. Sometimes you actually go in the same arena and shoot for Karol G, Daddy Yankee. So it's a
That's awesome.
it's one of those that like say project wise, it was great because I got to learn how to create a lot of stuff and actually get paid for whatever I know I could do. and of course you have to continue to get better as you're getting paid, so you can charge more money. But then like personally, like say I went through a lot, like I think not to like maybe a couple of weeks, like I broke down because that guy was defeated, and I was like that night I just like I started crying because like, dude, it's just like shit, But my wife was just like, I mean, you're already here, like you're prove them wrong. Like she was like, you continue to prove people wrong, prove the people that go against you wrong. And I was like, true that. I gotta take that. So I think I take it like say, like personally, I got to learn more about myself, and then about who I am, and thinking like, man, as I'm getting older, like there's these emotions that come, and you're like, oh, I never thought of it this way, or you still when maybe in the past you would think like, that's not even like real, or say exageran, but now you're kind of like you understand more people why they go through certain situations,
Right.
and you become less of a like critical, but more of a understanding type of person. So, yeah, it's been from the personal one, I just got to learn more about like in general, like learn more about how to control your anger, how to control your emotions, how to be happy, how to be sad, how to be, how to express every emotion you get, and sometimes it's not good, and it's okay to express it.
Right.
So
Correct.
but
Dude,
yeah, man.
I mean, for the things that I know that you did this year, dude, you did so much, man. Last time when I came here, I think you were just starting with photography, man.
Yeah, it's like
Verde,
about a week.
Dude,
right.
like a year, man. Like everything you have done in a year, fuck, like having the podcast and
For sure,
then
man.
your family and being in all of these events.
Yeah.
It's me saco el sombrero, como se dice, así que
You got a lot to be proud of, man, and a lot
Yeah.
and honestly a lot to look forward to, man. The doors are only going to continue to be more and more open as you hone that craft that you've been working so hard at.
Yeah, I think like for me, 2021 was just like the start. 2022, like projects, it's just like okay, consistent and stay. And then 2023 is kind of like the expansion. Like okay, where are we gonna take it to next? Like that's the way I look at it. Like I'm thinking, okay, what we're gonna do next, where are we gonna go next, and how is it gonna be different? Because of course sometimes it's like I was telling Coco, you guys might have heard in the past, but like say this might turn into more of a production thing rather than just the podcast itself. So we're still trying to figure that part out. But I mean, I know how to knock on some doors. Some you get yes, and some they don't get a response. But overall, it's been good. And I got to meet Gabriela. So, but yeah,
Finally.
finally,
¿Qué Gabriela?
la de Gabriela, la Gabby, Gabby got it.
La DJ.
La DJ.
The business
no,
owner. The business
De
owner.
Gabriela, Santa Quiero mucho, and
Okay,
Sirenas.
okay.
Ah, bueno, no sabe quién.
I'm from the south.
She's also
South.
South. But let's actually take a quick break, and we'll go into the challenges because we got some pretty interesting challenges that we all faced. So we'll be right back.
Salud.
¿De dónde lo sacaron?
Salud.
Ah, bueno.
Salud.
So let's salud. Andrés Cantor.
Salud, salud. Puta, Andrés Cantor la quemó. Weón. Puta, yo estaba ahí asustado que ese cabrón ahí se queda ahí.
Se iba a morir.
Porque ya le pasó, creo, una vez, ¿no? Algo así.
Llegó, creo que le dio la
Le dio
el
vértigo.
flu del del camello. Hablando
bueno.
Canelo. Saludos, Ernest Cantor. Pero now let's go into the challenges. What has been the most challenging one for you, personal, and then also project-wise? Let me start with Javi, because Javi, the project one. I mean, I kind of saw a little bit, but you started the documentary. Y need a here. Got you, bro.
I came with the right people.
and you started the documentary.
Tiene que invitarnos más seguido. Para que se la hagamos más rápido.
Estamos preparados para
Sacaron
esto.
los tres.
Sí.
Ahorita voy a hacer con los dientes. But yeah, so the documentary was done. It was great. But then You get the call from the team, or how did it happen that we had to go to the meeting and pretty much talk about licensing and a bunch of
Yeah.
bureaucracy?
Dude, before it was done, I think one of the challenges, huge challenges for me, was like time management, because I had work when, like, right after we filmed everything, when the editing was to come, which was the most time consuming part. I had work. Celeste got her first shoulder surgery.
Uh-huh.
So write everything at the same time. So it was very tough too. And I put a deadline for myself to do it like before the season was gonna be over. And dude, I pulled a Richie. No dormí no sé cuántos días.
Una gárgola.
Yeah, I pulled the Richie and tried to make it happen. Made it happen. And then so we released the first version of the documentary, and yeah, then we got the call to Rio got the call that we had to license the whole movie with the MLS because of using of the brand Austin FC. MLS obviously owns that, so yeah, so we had to get in touch with MLS, and it lasted for, I don't know, like 6 months, I think.
About
March to August, about 6 months. So going back and forth with the MLS to try to just release the documentary so people can watch it, and just try to send it all over the world, and for the people to see what we have here, what we have created. So it wasn't a very easy or smooth dealing with the MLS. I think they could have been better. I understand their point of like protecting the brand, the MLS, se me fue el término ahorita. ¿Cómo se dice? Cuando es la
trademark.
Marca, el trademark, la marca, ¿no?
Es la indica.
Sí.
Coque.
Talking about brand protection. Protecting the brand.
Yeah. No, pero tiene un nombre específico que se llama el derecho, el copyright de una marca, se dice, ¿cómo se dice? Se me fue
Copyright infringement, like the rights
right.
to that.
Hay una buena, estaba buscando la palabra
Los
correcta,
derechos.
pero no es.
Los derechos.
Ya, bueno, no vale verga.
Bueno.
Entonces, so it was a lot of back and forth, and so I understand why they did it, but I think it can be easier. I mean, we grew up in Latin American countries, and the soccer, like, coming from there, it's a completely different world. I mean, MLS is newer, but it's been growing like crazy, and it will continue growing, and it should be growing because it's an amazing sport, and it's gonna continue growing. But I think they need to pay more attention of why it's growing, right? No, how it's growing. It sort of say to put it like that, right?
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
it's growing because people like it and they support it, and it's not just a corporate thing that it will grow, but it has more like a soccer, football. It has more like a personal touch in that sport, in my opinion, compared to American football. I don't know, NBA. It has more like a cultural touch on it. It goes together with culture, I guess, in all around the world. So I think so we were going back and forth for that, but I think the MLS, they can do better at that, are giving more more people connection, right? That's what it was missing. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, it went through, and we could release it and everything, but it was a little tough at the beginning, just like frustrating. It went through, but hopefully they get to learn and grow in that way too, so it helps.
So it can be easier for other
creators,
teams,
supporters,
right?
Teams, players,
Yeah.
and the players come because we have a good atmosphere. Anywhere they go, they would like to have a good experience, right? They don't just want to get paid. Yeah, I mean, they want to get paid, but they want to enjoy their experience. I believe so. So I think they need to put more attention into that and appreciate that and try to support it as much as they can. So that was a kind of like the back and forth challenge that I probably had.
But man, I remember seeing those emails, and it was like the back and forth communication, and it's just like the footnotes and
Yeah.
the note of this like wording. I was like, golly, dude, Javi is
It was a lot. But
Javi has the stamina, because just by looking at it, I get overwhelmed.
Yeah, it looks like it was a lot of work.
Yeah, man. It seems like with big projects like that, like the more people that are at the table, the more voices that are there can sometimes kind of bog down that entire process. It kind of slows it down, and more people kind of nitpicking every little aspect of the
Right.
project, which I can imagine
Right.
was very frustrating.
yeah. But I learned as well. And,
Yeah.
and I think I wouldn't change it as well. I think the frustrations and any
A learning process.
yeah, it was a learning process for me too. So I think everything happens for a reason. So
Would you do it again?
in a different way, yes. But I think that helped me to grow and as a person, as a professional in what I do, and I think I had to go through it too.
If there's one thing that I would say that the documentary did is help, like, push, the team's media to release, more content that is similar to what you're saying. So it's not just highlights every week or, this funny video. It's more like storytelling of a player, or, certain aspects of how can you say this in a different way or whatnot. Because I think if it wasn't because of the documentary, it would just be highlights and favorite player of the week,
Right.
You will constantly see all of those power rankings and, like post, and
Correct.
then, but there won't be no stories of the players or, like what's going on behind. So I think low key, your documentary did something in there, and it built a precedent for how creative. And I feel like part of, my opinion, this is me, Richie, saying it. You push them, and because of your work, it probably motivated them to, change some stuff. Maybe they had to change, or we become more storytelling because they got an award like right after the season was over. So I think some of that is
Never thought about it that way. But
because of what you did, and what our social media teams are doing in the supporters.
dude, I hope so. I mean, they create amazing stuff. To be honest, I like
Yeah.
what they do, and I mean, I hope that helps them. I mean, and what they do, it helps us too.
Of course.
So I think it should be that way. It should be always like
An inclusion.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a back and forth avenue, right? Not just one to
Right.
benefit one from the others, but both to benefit. It should be that way, and I hope it continues being that way.
Imagínate que si tu documental no lo hubieras hecho, nunca hubiera pasado. ¿Crees que estaría de la misma forma como está el proyecto de como el club empezó y todo? O sea, por ejemplo, vimos crecer mucho a la barra, por ejemplo, por tu documental, porque lo mostraste el cariño de la gente, mostraste todo lo que llevan al estadio. Y yo creo que motivó a muchos más a unirse a eso. Les gustó lo que vieron y los impulsó a meterse en el grupo.
No sé, ojalá. La verdad que sería bonito escuchar eso. Sí, he escuchado comentarios, así que vi el documental, ahora eso me hizo querer ser parte de esto.
Claro.
Y those are like comments that feels you. And yo creo que también el movimiento ya era muy fuerte ya cuando comenzamos a hacer el documental, ¿no? Y aunque el equipo haya sido joven, tenía que 1 año y medio, ni un año de comenzar.
Una temporada solamente.
Una temporada, y quizás un poquito más entre lo que se comenzó ya y ya lo que había, ¿no? Ya lo que estaba formado. Ojalá que sea así, que pueda... A mí me llenaría mucho saber de que es así. creo yo que ya el movimiento era muy fuerte. Quizás pudo haber impulsado a que gente también conozca y sea parte, pero...
Yo siento que fue como más cultural incluir, porque hiciste una mezcla de culturas, diferentes personas, diferentes lugares donde estas personas vienen y entonces dieron su poquito, su granito de arena
Claro.
del sentimiento bueno, de lo que sentían por el
Sí.
equipo.
No, and I think more importantly too, your project, your documentary, your film, it memorialized the specialness of the first year. Como dices, es algo que va a quedar en la historia por siempre. And it's something that is going to live, past us. That's one of the greatest things, like, as creators, we sit, we record, you film, you photograph. Those are very beautiful things that you capture to be shared and to maybe inspire someone else, right? So, man, I'm really, like, proud of both you guys for what y'all do and, what we do here day in and day out, bringing these stories, man. So, me encanta.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Me saco el sombrero por Richie, ¿no? Ya lo he dicho varias veces porque
La gárgola.
Richie agarró and Richie was like, okay, like, how can I help? Okay, just come over. Like,
se metió de lleno.
Like, behind the scenes pictures, started taking photos of the interview. Then once you realize he was filming with the camera too and interviewing, so dude, yeah, not anybody will do that.
Right.
Like, not all the people have that force to, like, kind of like ask if they need help and then, like, put your way through it and just ended up being a part of it.
Yeah, like, learn as you go, be in an uncomfortable situation maybe that you're not familiar with. Like, that's Richie's bread and butter. That's what he likes to do.
Hey, man, those years of getting rejected by girls in college came to fruition. Because now I take it as, like, you had your chance, but I'm already married.
Damn.
Well, or
hey, who are you talking to out there, bro?
No, just like say, like in general, like say, like projects too, like, right now, like sometimes someone will be like, oh man,
like you want more time, basically, like, no sé cómo Richie la hace, pero like meaning
I wish I could have 27 hours, 28 hours a day, man.
Y si las aguantabas, Sí las aguantabas.
Sí.
Sí. Pero, hey, and then let's go into, like, say, David.
Yeah.
What was, like, a moment where you felt challenged, like, in a year, and you were like, God damn, dude, no la veo venir.
Well, I think it was probably my health. I wasn't very healthy this year, and you know how it is when you get sick, especially if you don't get sick often. When you get sick, you really get sick, right? And with COVID, with everything that was happening, and also, like, because I love playing soccer as well, getting hurt. I got some injuries happening this year, and I mean, luckily, I'm still out there, tirando patadas, como digo.
Hachazo. Hachazo.
That was probably the biggest thing, because obviously I'm getting older. Probably drinking hasn't been helping, because obviously, when we get together, we usually drink a lot. So, like, I think that's been pretty challenging this year for me. Trying to stay healthy, eat better. I'm going to the gym now, so it's kind of helping me extra. I go play soccer too, so that's another thing that I do. And I started playing with another group of people, like a team, and all that put together, has been a change. And I think just for the new year, I'm looking forward on being a lot more healthier, feeling better mentally, physically. Yeah, because
I think after the change in jobs, it helped too mentally, man. Because I see you stressed out.
Yeah. I felt like I had a lot in my shoulders, man, when I was at the other job. And don't get me wrong, I love the job. I love doing what I was doing. The thing, it was just the extra little things, here and there that I had, that it was just killing me. And then having the time also to
driving,
having the time to also be at home and spend it with the people you care about, right? That was another thing, and it was just it was a lot. So he was killing mentally. It was killing me mentally, and then obviously getting sick and all stuff with my health. I wasn't feeling myself. So
What are you eating now that you didn't eat in the past that is healthy?
you know what? Like he said, I'm eating less meat. I'm eating more vegetables. Taking vitamins. I before I never took any vitamins, you know, and now I'm even doing that, and it's kind of also helping me as well. So.
Con tus Flintstones.
Con la indica.
No, man. I'll definitely say I've noticed a change in this man for sure. You know, we play every Tuesday, every other Thursday, and I would notice times when I'd play with David and he just wasn't feeling himself, maybe a little frustrated, maybe leaving early, maybe just you know. I was like, man, he didn't even say bye.
Yeah.
He just left. But you know, we all have times like that. But I did notice change throughout the year. Maybe it correlated with the time that, you know, your work environment changed. But he started hitting the gym more. I started seeing more updates of he's on the bike, hitting that bike hard every day. And then in La Cáscara, he was just like
moving better.
He just moving a lot better, having a lot more fun, enjoying the game. And yeah, dude. So like, kudos to you, man, for improving those facets of your life. And I noticed that you're a lot more happy and relaxed. And we were lucky enough to do like a Friendsgiving trip to West Texas, and we really had a chance to bond, you know, with fire. And we made some steaks over some like wood fire. We hiked, but we had some great conversations, and it was just cool hearing about where he is now, like the headspace he's in now versus how the year started.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's not easy to find that balance. So.
Yeah, exactly. I even left Otra, I mean, for the same reason, you know, all the pressure and everything.
Yeah.
So we might have a comeback.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Starting today.
This is your interview. Literally. Yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad. I think sometimes change is needed. You were in the company for a while too, right?
I was for 5 years. 5 years. Different positions by 5 years, you know, with the same company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, 5 years in the company, that's always good in the resume too.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I look at it. Anything more than 3 years in the resume, like
experience and all
good.
that.
Yeah. Because you go through 3 different cycles of, you know, with the like say in accounting, the more you're there, like in a year cycle, the better it is for you.
Yeah.
But no, that's good, because if there's one thing, like sometimes you don't make that change,
right?
You know, you can only be so happy
exactly
if you go to the same place over and over and over and over.
And that's the thing, like, you know how you said that it's like a roller coaster. I also felt like that throughout the whole year. I was telling Koke before we started recording about how I felt about Christmas, you know. I wasn't really feeling the spirit.
This Christmas or last one?
This one. And usually I love Christmas. That's my favorite holiday, you know. And this year I usually put lights outside my house and everything. This year nothing like that happened. Like I didn't have the drive to do it. Like I didn't feel it, you know. I was lazy. Obviously I'm feeling better, and it doesn't have to do with it. It's just like the way the Christmas came. I felt like I didn't have that in me this year, which is weird. And I was like, maybe I'm losing my los niños que tengo adentro, you know.
It could be, man. Yeah, we were talking about it. Like every year you have to work a little bit harder to be healthy, to be fit, to have spirit, because like age has a way of kind of like weighing on you a little bit. So you just got to work a little bit harder. I don't know. Maybe this Christmas was difficult in that sense.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe you put a lot of energy also towards the new change up in your new job.
For sure.
Changing your lifestyle. It's like putting a lot of energy. Like at the end of the year, maybe you also need a break.
You need some break. That's very true, man. That's a good point, Javi.
So,
yeah.
And that's good.
Right.
No, pero I think as you get older, like I was saying, you start thinking like, oh man, you know.
Te empieza a pegar el
jamaicón. te empieza a pegar el chiquito.
Bueno.
Pero, no about you, Coque. What was the challenge for you this year?
Dude, challenges for me this year were not, well, obviously, you know.
Be in the field, of course. Sorry about that.
Nah,
sorry to interrupt you. Keep
nah,
going.
you're good. One of the things that like really affected me this year was like the certain projects that I was on wasn't with the best people that had the best interests for you. Like it was just, I've gotten the chance to work with incredible teams that like inspire you, and everyone has like a mission to drive the project to excellence. And this particular year, I started off at a project that wasn't the most glamorous. It was like a small hotel renovation, and it was with a team that maybe didn't want to be there and that expressed it often. So to go in and day out for like the course of 5-6 months to that type of environment, it kind of weighs on you because like you guys know me, I'm a very determined, focused, driven guy. But when you're constantly working with people that just hate being there and like don't want to be there, and you start to see people leave, it's very discouraging.
Se te pega.
Yeah. Se te pega. So that was a difficult time, and thankfully now, like maybe for the past 5 months, I switched over to a different project that's with a different team, and it was a great change in settings. But como you were saying, se te pega, like that complacency is to me like super dangerous, like for anybody, and kind of fell on me, and I started to notice it. Like I was just kind of just going through the motions, and it started to affect me and like just my overall mood and stuff. It was just always kind of mellow, never up here, never down here. It was just kind of like that. So that type of stuff takes, you know, being real and honest with yourself and like kind of stepping away and saying like, oh shit, like if I'm not careful, this like 6 months could turn into 6 years, and you're just like plateauing. And that's what I most fear, you know, and that's why I'm so thankful to be part of this podcast, because I've gotten the chance to talk to people that are doing things that they're passionate about and things that they're excited about. And I'm like, oh shit, I want to be excited. I want to have that shit too. So it's gotten me to kind of switch the chip in certain things and make those moves to be in a better place.
Like a therapy for you too.
Yeah, it is. It's a therapy for sure. Like just to release it, just to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right now feels great. I feel like a weight just like go off right now.
Yeah, that's I know. Like I see it sometimes. Yeah, I see. I think once you talk, it changes everything. You feel good.
Listen up. Yeah.
No, that's good, man. And like say, like in the projects, like just so people know, it's something like because construction, like the way I look at it is sometimes you gotta be able to just finish that project and then move on to a different career. How would that be for you? Like say you think you would change anything in the future, or what do you think you can do to like make myself not as plateaued?
I think that comes with taking chances, taking chances, because like we were talking about what looks good on a resume. 5 years looks good on a resume. Good. I've been at the place I'm at for 5 years now. And I think it's at that moment where like, all right, time to collect all my chips, maybe take it to the house, cash out, and take a chance to do something else in a different workplace. I don't know. I think that might be the answer, and that's kind of definitely my goals for 2023. Finding a different environment to do the type of work that I know that I'm skilled at, but maybe in a different place. Something with more flexibility too, man. Because like I was talking to David earlier in the year, I'm at that point where, yeah, I would love to start thinking about having like a family. You just talk about me being a family man. I just me and my wife, but. Flexibility is something that we've talked about, and like anything with some type of hybrid model, work from home model is something that maybe I am looking at. Well, I am looking at for sure.
Yeah,
nice.
So you guys are hiring. He's a very good guy.
Yep,
he's been here in the podcast for a while. Reliable and has good notes.
Nah, man, I love to build. I love everything that's going on in the city of Austin is incredible. I just want to be a part of that, maybe in a different way. So I'm definitely keeping my options open.
You know what? I have the same feeling as you, Cocan. I was doing some reading that they are. I mean, Austin, they're trying to make it grow in the film industry too.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a big. I've heard about one in San Marcos, and then another one in Bastrop that they're investing in doing
investing in
yes, like a huge film
Still.
complex.
Right.
Wow.
I've heard about that.
So yeah, that's gonna be
The new one is gonna
it's a
open
big
up,
investment.
and Bastrop is gonna be called Motu Pictures.
Ideally.
That's the dream.
Yeah. No, but I that's actually my plan for this coming year. Try to get involved more in the finding my way more in the film industry and see where it takes me.
Wow.
Put a Richie too, and then try to find a way. And I mean, I think it will give. I mean, Austin is growing like crazy, so
Yeah.
it will give jobs to
To a lot of people.
builders. Like I mean, they have to build stuff, and I mean, probably tons of jobs, right? Not just related exactly to film, but yeah.
I was
I'm
gonna say,
excited about it.
David Blue, if you're hearing this, you got another person over here.
I know,
yeah,
man.
dude.
I actually,
Yeah.
I'm think I'm gonna reach out to him soon.
Mm-hmm. You should.
I might have him on Instagram.
Instagram.
I don't remember,
Mhm.
but yeah, dude. I mean, he killed it.
David Lou Garcia.
Yeah, I saw him the other day. He was playing indoor, where I play indoor on Mondays, and we just say hi. And he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, I saw David Blue too a couple weeks ago. We played on Wednesday with the group I play with on Wednesdays at Butler Park. That dude still runs like crazy,
I
man.
know.
He stays in shape.
He looks the same, bro.
Yeah, he
Es
You gotta-
es un vampiro.
got a couple of gray hairs,
Yeah,
but
Rich.
it's the same. Nah, este vampiro ya está cadeciendo. He looks like he's
Es un
aging.
vampiro.
Con cojeras, con bags.
Él es el de los vampiros. Richie es el de los lobos de Twilight.
There we go.
De los- no duerme ese.
El Team Jacob.
Él no duerme, la
I
gárgola.
know
esta.
that, man. Hey, man, I'm pulling the Rigo. But yeah, it's good, man. Now I think for me, it's just like just continue to expand. You know, never have a I made it type of feeling. You know, like get the people that I see on TV, get them to somehow be in our space.
Yeah.
Even if it's a small interview or a long interview, you know, something, just something like for me is I've always had like a dream de codearme con los conocidos y los famosos. Like that's the lifestyle that I want. Not to like be famous. I mean, the work comes, and if you're famous, you're famous. If you're not, you're not. That's not my whole idea. But my whole idea to be like, hey, I know this guy. This guy can do it. Or, you
Yeah.
know, like say open up a space to where you have someone doing a tour and, you know, they're going to take 2 days off. You know, one of them can be, you know, if just for a couple, like a 30-minute talk with
Yeah.
an artist or whatever.
Oh, you'll get there.
So
I know.
that's my goal. Like say what I see other people do is like, that's what I kind of want to do, but like in our own way. Like say, be the podcast for when people come to Austin. Like, hey, you know, we want to be part of it, you know?
You got to come through.
You got to come through.
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, like, one, you know, benefit you get from it is, like, not pay for any event tickets.
Yeah.
Like, get it for free. Like, you know, si conozco al Candelo and we become friends, me invita a sus peleas. I'm not going to, like, ask him for it, but, like, through my, you know, like, doing the correct application or whatnot. But I'm like, I don't want to pay for concert tickets.
Ya, cállate, Richie.
Pero-
Cállate al after party.
Yeah, no. Pero lo bueno que te ha funcionado, a mí, yo estoy muy asombrado de lo que has hecho,
Ujú.
porque como dijo Javi, no tiene mucho que empezaste haciendo lo de las fotografías y has estado en los partidos de fútbol de Austin FC
Ujú.
y has tenido la oportunidad de tomarle fotos a estas celebridades también del habla hispana y también en inglés, o sea que estoy muy asombrado por todo el trabajo, por el desempeño que te haces, por todas las ganas que le metes, porque eso sí, te lo digo aquí enfrente de todos, que le echas muchas ganas cuando
Gracias,
quieres algo, le echas
gracias.
muchas ganas y te ha funcionado, o sea que...
Lo que lo voy a hacer en los dos. Lo que me motivó a mí al principio es con la gente que estaba rodeada y gente que es cabrona como este güey,
Sí.
como ustedes que saben lo que hacen y los recursos que tenía yo eran gratis. Los consejos que me dieron cuando empecé a hacer fotos o cualquier cosa era gratis y a muchas personas hubieran pagado miles de dólares por lo que yo aprendí en 4 meses. Y para mí es, ok, si esto fue gratis, tengo que aprovecharlo y no tengo que, oh, gracias, y dejar la cámara sentada por 3 meses sin hacer nada. Es de que no, o sea, si ellos, con los que me dieron consejos, como Javi, Blue, un vato que se llama Pedro, otros dos de Houston, si ellos me dieron consejos porque creían que yo quería hacer algo, yo tenía que aprovecharlo y no dejarlo sentado ahí. Y nada, pues ahí después, no, o sea, es como cuando empecé a tocar la guitarra. Ahorita la guitarra no la toco porque no tengo tiempo, no es porque no quiera. Pero me dijeron, if I teach you how to play, don't drop it.
Right.
In English is one benefit that I got, or one blessing is a lot of the resources I got were for free. I didn't have to pay for courses compared to other people that had to pay thousands of dollars for an advice that I got from someone that's a movie director or does documentaries, or
You had different mentors.
Yeah, I had mentors and friends that give me the advice, and I took it. Creating my own stuff, how I wanted to see it, like in a picture, like in a still or video.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, like, for me, I can't, if I stop doing whatever I'm doing, and if I don't, put those, like, that advice into practice, then it's gonna be a kind of sort of a disrespect to the person that gave me that, that advice or that information that some people don't have the access to it. So for me, part of it was kind of like a privilege, but it's also, you got to take advantage of that privilege part.
For sure, man. I mean, you can have the world of knowledge, but it's worthless, bro. If you don't have that, if you don't have that action, and you're a man of action, and that's why you've gotten to the places where you have.
I mean, you're saying that, like, if you put hard work, you're gonna get results, and I mean, both of you guys, that's pretty much what you guys been doing, and look at you. I mean, all you have done, and
all of you guys too. I mean,
yeah, and so that comes to, like, just the support, like, Coque, like you being here, and David when you were here, like that. For me, if I didn't get that help, I would have not been, I know I would have kept going, but it probably wouldn't have that, like that. My compas are here with me in the setting. Yeah.
Of course, man.
And like Coque was saying too, like, now it comes to, like, when you were saying, that if you allow yourself around bad energy and people that don't want to do shit, or don't want to change their habits and do different things,
right?
And it's the opposite way. If you're in between all these people that want to succeed and want to do different things in life, like this dude over here, like Coque, se te pega también.
Yeah.
Y eso es bueno.
Even, like, say, when you're creating, whether it's music or, visual arts or whatever, sometimes you get in spaces where people are just, hating on each other's work. But luckily with us, is like, that was not the case. We shoot the shit, like, whenever we hang out with Duke, and Javi and I, but, like, at the end of the day, we all three of us, like, almost every week, like, I have a tally of messages that we send each other, like, oh man, badass, dude, badass. Some good shit.
It's that relationship that you build.
It's that relationship, yeah. It's like the people you surround yourself with.
Definitely that community of encouragement.
Yeah, and it's not
it builds off each other. It doesn't feed off each other.
Yeah, because I've been in places where people are super, super, super envidiosos. And then there's, they're always, like, criticizing each other's work instead of, like, uplifting each other. It's like, you don't want to be in that,
Yeah, and I think a lot of that goes to the scarcity mindset, or the mindset where you think it's like you have to be cutthroat in order to continue to move forward. But I think one thing that you've mentioned on many episodes, and it's kind of part of your philosophy and part of, like the philosophy that I've adopted too, is like the pie. Everyone can have a slice of the pie.
Yeah.
That's a Richieism. That's what I call it right there. but it's true. Like, if you look at it that way, it's the community works best when it looks out for each other, when it helps each other build, and when it's just trying to cut each other down.
Yeah. And I feel like nowadays that's probably the motto of a lot of people, like, especially creative people that want to do different things. Like, they want to get together with other creative people so they can make something bigger, right? And put the little things here, little things there to actually make it work, And I feel like in that in that sense, we have changed a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Because like you said, back then it was like, oh no, I gotta beat that guy. You know, I gotta be better. I gotta do this. Yeah, you can think it that way, but not necessarily be in that way. You know, if you come together to make something beautiful, different, and creative, I think it's better when you have multiple people doing it. You know, than just one person.
Like in the past, like I grew up in la era entre Televisa y TV Azteca. They're always, fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
But now they sort of low-key throw collaborations because they're like, we're both dying,
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
we got to help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, say, sometimes you see the two owners of both companies hang out and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I
Because
think
they're competing with the people themselves already.
Yeah.
I mean, before, and I was talking to that with my wife like 20 years ago. Like, we just received what the television like just gave us, right?
Right.
Right now, we produce our own things. We share our own things online. And, dude, I completely agree with that, too. I think you have to give. If you give, you're going to receive. And everything I do now, I learn it basically for free on YouTube by so many people that share their knowledge. So
YouTube University.
And then, so I feel that I have to give too, because I received it for a reason, for free. So why to keep it to myself? I have to like try to share as much as I can so I can grow that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, because for me, if you don't pass down knowledge, it's like
It's just, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
And if you look at it like in history, the knowledge that's been passed, that's the knowledge that stays. I mean, in soccer, for example, la idea de la golpista la ha recogido el Piojo, la han recogido varios entrenadores. La idea de Pep Guardiola, ¿cuántos no la ha recogido? So it goes hand to hand, and you don't want, maybe I don't want kids, but what I do want is maybe to whatever I know to be passed down to other generations. Like that's my goal. Like to people, like my goal is for something like this to be seen by someone that's, maybe going through some shit. We're like, oh man, they're doing something like that. They have a podcast. They're doing whatever. Let me do it. And maybe that's the way for them to deal with, what I have to deal with. Because that's what helped me out.
Yeah, exactly. It always has.
Pero now the last question I have is for next year. What do you guys have in mind? And what's the word nowadays? Manifest. What do you manifest for 2023?
No, like for me, probably the health. Like I said before, this year wasn't the best for me regarding my health. So that's one goal that I have. Like, obviously doing less of this, and keep the exercise going, keep the playing going. I remember back in high school, middle school, or back when I was in school, I like reading. And nowadays, I don't take the time to actually get a book and read something, And that's another thing that I need to focus on and actually do it, for next year. That's one of my goals.
Later on, we're going to see Chaparro on that rope with some slippers, sitting down. Con sus lentes. Hasta acá. Like right here. Reading the book.
Yes.
In un puro. Awesome, that's good, man.
Y un purito de indica.
What type of books are you gonna,
and that's the thing. I haven't even thought so far ahead already, but anything, man. Like at this point, I feel like my mind needs to work a little bit better. So reading is probably gonna help it, and that's also why I'm probably doing it. To also expand my vocabulary. And just work my mind better,
La vida intelectual.
Sí.
I love it, man.
Próximo
I love
podcast
it.
ya con sus libritos.
¿Has leído este?
I love that you said it, David, because our last episode, Richie was talking about Trevor Noah, and I was like, hey, you still haven't read his book? And he's like, I don't read.
I don't read. All I do is watch memes like Cotorrisa.
I like escuchar el libro.
Audiobooks.
Audiobooks better.
Audiobooks,
Because it like I can be doing something else, like fixing something or whatever, and then
can
I'm
still be
listening at the
listening.
same time. But I have picked up book or so in the last couple of months. So I enjoy it too. But I think for me, most like like time effective, it's like audiobooks. So I can do something else at the same time.
Yeah,
Dude, I
that's
love
how I am.
audiobooks on long road trips, or like you said, when you're doing busy work or something that you don't have to think about too much. You can
Right.
autopilot. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot to be gained from audiobooks, but the act of reading a book, I think, is something that is more and more hard because it goes against everything that we're kind of trained to do now, because we're
Right.
trained to like multitask,
Right.
even though you never really multitask. You just
Right.
jump
yeah.
back. You just jump back and forth quickly.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
anyways, we're not trained to just be still and focus anymore. So when I read, it's always hard to jump back into the habit of reading. But when you do it,
Yeah, once you get it,
bro,
you enjoy it.
it's something that's really enjoyable, relaxing, and therapeutic in a way. And it's like special because there's not a lot of moments like that anymore, where it's just you by yourself in your mind. We don't give ourselves that time anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous. You know what I'm saying? I'm jealous because Hannah can do that, man. And I see her. She gets in a different world.
Yeah.
She's reading, and I'm just staring at her, looking at her.
Yeah.
Going through pages and pages, and I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Like, she's just there,
Yeah. Dude, just like my wife is really into journaling now, and that's something that I want to pick up this year in 2023. Like, I want to write and journal more, because when you do that, it gives you that time to kind of self-reflect and like literally log it down, and you can look back and read where you were at that specific date or whatever. But I think there's a lot to be gained. Like, there's a lot of data too. Like, people that journal, like they tend to do well for their own type of growth and progress.
So we're gonna bring the cookie blocks to otraporfavor.com.
I might have to start with journaling and work my way to the coca blogs.
Cool.
But yeah.
That's one. But that's one that
I see
like
what you're trying
like
to
hopefully one day we can get those. Keep breaking that bread, man.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's good. What about you, Javi?
Dude, I think one of the main goals is to enjoy my time and try to manage my time better in a way that I can enjoy more. Because when I figure out that when you disconnect, especially for the type of work that I do, creativity starts like coming back when you're enjoying, because you can get burned out with a project or something like that. So like try to work smarter and not harder in the way that I can have more time for myself and more time for my family, more time to enjoy myself, and then come up with the next great or idea or a good idea that makes me happy, right? To makes me happy to do it, to work on it. So I think that will be a goal that I will have. Then, I mean, so many small goals, like try to get more involved in the film industry. And as you say, Richie, before, like it's like try to knock on doors and see what's happened. And then, but I guess the main goal is to try to manage my time better so I can enjoy it more.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, like Coca was saying, we're here just for a little.
We don't know until when.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, we're here just for a little time. So like, let's make the best of it.
For sure.
Ahorita va a estar Javi over at the Oscars.
I know, right?
And the winner of this year is La Oreja de Gangok by Javi Pereira. And then you're gonna see me Duke and everybody in the winner. Like we were just there, like part like he put our name in there just because he was nice to us. But no, that's good, man. That's good. I'm glad for you guys. I think mine is just continue to grow. I think also just be a better husband. I've improved, like I've gotten better. But just continue to grow on that. I always say this, but I'm a very selfish person with time, so I need to be a little more selfish, a little less selfish.
Yeah.
And I mean, so far, like this, for example, yesterday, my wife was like, "Hey, Monday we're gonna go to the outlets," and then we ended up going to one store, and not going to the outlets, but that turned into like going to every store possible. So, which was cool, like doing stuff like that more often with my wife. And just enjoy life, man. And also, just like for me, also get that green card. Like now that DACA couldn't go through, like just get it. So, guys, sorry, when we were go to this year's, trip to Vallarta, but hopefully next year.
We will, bro.
There'll be
another
occasion.
occasion.
We'll make it happen as soon as you get
it.
We'll just make a trip out of it.
Yeah.
Orale. No, but that's one thing, dude. Like I think for me, it comes to the point now where if I don't get it, and whatever I'm trying to do, like it just doesn't make sense. Like
you have to do it.
I have to do it because
there's no other option.
I'm trying to go to like other places. I'm trying to be able to shoot like events. If I want to go to the World Cup, I want to be able to like shoot the World Cup. Like it starts getting ready like next year.
Yeah.
So just stuff like that. And then just continue to grow, man. Like continue to like I don't know what like plans. Like say for example for this also like get more involved and put Otra por favor out there more. Probably like say like more with the team, like try to hey how can we do this, how can we do that. Luckily some of them have seen like my stuff, which is good. And I think they notice how different it is compared to like other content that's out there, which is good, but it's I think we have something different and then just continue to bring that uniqueness. And the lastly que gane la América, sin campeones.
Ahí cagaste.
Todos.
No sé, no sé.
I was on board.
I don't know about that, bro.
Bullshit.
I don't know about that, bro.
No sé. Por ahora estoy contento que ganó Argentina.
Sí.
Fuck, fue muy...
Anda para allá, bobo. Anda para allá,
Anda
bobo.
pa' allá. Hey, como dice Canda, what the fuck are you looking at, man? I'm gonna fuck you up. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, that was amazing. That's like a highlight. Pero, nah, man, 2022, it's been a year. But before we cheers, I need another beer.
Ah, bueno. Y ese sí rimó.
Ese sí rimó. Mira, Hop Squad, aquí estoy. Now you knock on my door.
Aquí estamos.
Pero,
esperamos propuestas de Hop Squad.
Claro
Para
que
sponsor.
sí. Claro que sí.
3 cakes tienen que haber aquí. Por
3
lo menos.
cakes por episodio.
Sí.
we need to hire someone just to pump the cake.
Yeah.
Pero, hey guys, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And also thanks to everyone that has listened to this podcast throughout the year and the one before. I think this year we're gonna, we're finishing with a banger, and we're gonna continue to, have stuff with a banger. I want to be, I know we can take off and be sitting home, relaxing, but sometimes it's good to do stuff like this. Because the reason why I wanted to do this in specific is because you always want to finish the year the way you want to end next year, and I think finishing the year recording, it's something that like next year is gonna continue to grow.
El último episodio del
El
año.
último episodio del año. Thank you, everyone.
And hearing your stories, you all, with the ups and downs, like you all killed it, and I guess we all grown, like we have grown in a way,
Yes.
in different aspects of our lives, and I think that's to celebrate,
Mm-hmm.
even though of the losses and the wins that we had. I think, I guess that's the main goal, to just keep growing as a person and as a community. So I'm so thankful to be here, and I didn't think I was gonna kind of like look back and appreciate what I have done or what I didn't, what I accomplished or not in the year, and that brought me back. And so thank you for giving
This
me
is what we do en Otra por favor.
Eso es lo que iba a decir.
Yeah.
Eso es lo que
This is what it
hace.
is, man.
Ese es el
This is what
trabajo. O
it
sea,
Yeah.
hacerlo.
Is what community is, man. You share your losses, you share your growth, you share your wins, and together we grow. It's all.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Eso es lo que estamos viendo para el futuro. Lo que yo quería hacer también, I just want to thank you guys. Thank you again for like inviting me again de regreso a Otra por favor. O sea, nunca me imaginé volver a regresar. Nunca pensé que fuera a ser invitado otra vez. Y les agradezco por darme la oportunidad de volver acá. Estábamos hablando el otro día, creo que offline, y y le estaba contando al Coque lo que me gustaba hacer, ¿no? Lo que estar en esta mesa, o sea, hacer esto por un poquito de tiempo, porque por eso era un poquito de tiempo, pero me daba tanta satisfacción hacerlo, o sea que lo agradezco por haberme invitado otra vez, especialmente estar aquí con el Javi.
Este güey dijo, si no viene
Si no,
Chaparro,
no,
no.
no.
Sí.
Sí, y mira, se hizo, pude venir. Y no, desearles mucho más éxitos. Sigan trabajando, chicos.
Gracias,
Thank you,
gracias.
brother. Thank you.
Saludos.
No, and thank you so much for both of y'all for coming, all of y'all for being here. It takes a certain amount of sincerity and honesty just to open up the way you guys do. I think if we don't give each other that space and that time, we'll just continue to live our lives without learning the lessons and just being able to understand each other a little bit more as human beings. So I appreciate you guys' honesty and sincerity and everything else.
And in regards to the giveaway that we're doing, I have one hint.
Talk to us about the giveaway.
Just one hint. So basically, there's a pair of shoes. They have to guess the player, but they can't just guess the player. They have to guess the player.
Hay requisitos.
Yeah, there's 5. Which episode were those shoes mentioned? Who was part of the episode? And where did the player first register for youth soccer? And how old was the player?
You don't want these
But
people to
there's-
get the shoes, huh?
No. However, this is an easy one. This is an easy one. You just have to pay attention and if you like, if you're into doing research like how we do here in Austin, I'm only gonna give you one hint, and that one hint is first goal. That says a lot. So I'll drop this audio part tomorrow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record, download this episode, get it done. But I'm gonna this specific time right here. The hint is first goal. You have to do the rest.
You have to guess the person.
You have to guess the person. You have to
But
guess
you just say
the player.
So that's your hint, just first goal?
just first goal. The hint is first goal.
What? All right.
Okay. How about this? First goal away.
Okay.
Okay, but
That way,
I think
That's easy.
I think that's a good hint.
that's a good hint. Okay, first goal away. So
Okay.
you're confused. But yeah, that's all. That's all we're gonna do. Just give it to you guys because it's when you get it, it's gonna be worth whoever gets it right.
yep.
It's gonna be a pretty badass. And sorry, Javi, you cannot participate.
Disqualified.
Disqualified. David, you can't participate.
Esto es para la gente, así que póngase trucha.
So, yeah. First goal away. So
Póngase trucha, mire,
Póngase
¿una
trucha.
falsa o no? Trucha, ¿qué
No,
trucha, po?
que te ponga a pensarle.
Ah,
al tiro.
eso de trucha, una trucha es una
Es un
polera
pescado.
trucha es una polera una falsa. No, eso es una trucha.
Ya pegó la índica.
Mira, y es ahí el vocabulario. Mira cómo cambia el
Sí.
vocabulario ahí.
Sí,
trucha.
había una... Puta, sorry, la seguía.
¿Una qué?
Para el mundial yo seguía Taste Sports, que es un canal de Argentina.
Oh, sí, sí.
Ajá.
Increíble, pero subían de todo, entrevistaban a la gente y entonces hay un tipo que está cantando una de las canciones de Argentina y está con la polera de Portugal y le dice, vos con la de Portugal, y dice, sí, es que me encontré a un portugués y lo cagué con una trucha. Entonces él le dio una trucha y el otro le dio la de Portugal. Y buenísimo. Y no sé si te lo compartí o no. No, te lo compartí.
No.
Ay, entonces es una trucha.
¿Qué es la trucha? Bueno.
Este Coque estaba viendo el mundial videos, pero de la Jenny 69.
I don't know about that.
No, hey, bro, you should have seen us when we were driving to Big Ben.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
watching the game, bro.
Estamos yendo de Brasil. Well, we watched all of them.
Yeah, what's up?
So, de repente se los iba la señal y regresaba y
Yeah.
pinche going, oh shit. And I was literally driving with my iPhone right here. Probably not the safest thing
Yeah.
on a foggy, rainy drive to West Texas, but memories, dude.
Yeah.
Llegamos a tiempo para ver la segunda
¿De qué?
mitad
Pues,
de,
de segunda
de
mitad de
Brasil,
Brasil.
Serbia, y vimos ese
Ese
golazo
golazo.
que se
Ah,
ve.
The
los
best
Richarlison.
goal. Yeah, the best
Golazo.
goal.
De tijerita.
Yeah.
Richardson.
Estaba
Guys.
jugando increíble.
Estaba
Brasil,
jugando
Brasil
increíble.
estaba jugando muy
Pero
Fue
llegó.
una lástima lo que pasó.
Pero llegó papá.
Pero llegó papá. Vete para allá, bobo.
Anda para
Anda
allá.
para allá.
Te vas a tratar la de andar para allá.
Anda para allá.
Acá.
Acá. Ese me dijeron que era mi próximo tatuaje.
Yeah.
Anda para allá, bobo.
Hey, anyways, I think you need something in your cup before we cheers.
Oh, yes, please.
¿Cuál?
A ver, pásame la indicación ahí.
Si querés.
Si querés.
Esa
Eso
sin
también.
alcohol, mira.
Oh.
Es buena, está buena. A mí me gustó esa.
Esa
La
es
que
agua
regalan
de...
ahí, la que regalan en
La
el
carga.
El Javi nadie las quería.
No,
Javi
yo las
Javi
tomo,
comes
esas
back
son
with a
buenas,
truck.
son buenas.
Esas son las Bud Light, la que se lavan las manos, ¿no?
Bueno,
El agua de limón.
me gusta.
Gracias, gracias. Saludcita.
Saludcita. Pero, hey,
Saludos por un mejor 2023.
Cheers to 2022.
2022.
Bye bye. 2023.
Bye. No te vas a
venga.
poner borracho con esa
Claro.
coque.
Salud,
Ey,
chicos.
ey, ey.
Salud, chicos.
Se cuidan, se portan bien. Adiós y arriba el América.
El palo.
Sientas.